Guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for showing up today. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jane. Welcome to the channel. Guys, today I'll be sharing some questions that I think you shouldn't ask other immigrants. Now this is contestable. Some people feel like, oh no, there's no problem with these questions, while some feel like, oh no, you shouldn't ask me these questions. But I believe that sometimes you need to use your discretion to know the kind of things that you ask other people, especially people that you're not friends with, people that you're not close with. Even if you guys are acquaintances, you need to be sure that you have the kind of relationship that will allow this kind of questions to be asked. You don't just ask any question thinking, oh, it's just a question. You need to be wise in the things that you say and the way that you relate to people. Now, this is my personal opinion. When people ask me these kind of questions, except you're my friend, like I have relationship with some people in groups or physically that I feel it's okay for them to ask me these questions. But I also get these questions from random people that I don't know. Some people send me messages asking me these questions, and I don't think it's right. Like sometimes I don't answer these questions, right? I have the right to say, don't ask me this question. I have the right to not answer if I don't feel like it. But I just felt to bring this here so that if you're asking these questions, not knowing that it doesn't sit well with some people, you will be aware. Okay, so next time before you ask somebody a question, ensure that you guys have the kind of relationship that will, handle that kind of question. Okay, without plenty talk, the first question that a lot of people ask without even thinking about it is asking people why you are on why you are doing a care job. And some people go as far as saying, oh, why you they work for care? Oh my god, I can never do that. It can never be me. That is just so wrong. It is not your job, right? You have no right to ask somebody why they are doing a particular job. If you don't want to do that job, that's fine, that's your decision. But you don't ask somebody why they are doing a certain kind of job, legitimate job that is earning them money and is what they've decided to do, and then you look down on the job and look down on the person in a way to make yourself feel better. A lot of people do this. Oh, I don't want to do care, I don't want to work in care, I don't want to do this, I don't want to take care of someone else. Your decision, okay? But don't go around asking random people who you don't know what they've decided to do, who are choosing to do care for their own reasons, why they are doing care. It's not your business, so please mind your business, stay in your lane. You have the right to choose what you want to do. If someone asks you that kind of question, or if you ask someone that kind of question, ensure that you're asking it from a genuine place. Like sometimes some people just want to know, oh, are there benefits of working in care that people are not saying? Why a lot of people doing care? And then someone can explain to you, okay? But you don't go around saying why you did do care, keeping it like it's some kind of strange job. It is not. It's a beautiful job. And that's question number one. Another question, which is number two. Now these questions that I'm saying don't necessarily have to come in the form that I've said it, but there are different ways that people paraphrase it. And the second question that a lot of people ask that I don't think is right is when they say, why are you on a graduate visa? Graduate visa is the same as our postgraduate visa. Some people go as far as saying, oh, it's a waste of time. It is not your place to say. It is not a waste of time to the person. It is not your business. Don't ask someone, oh, why are you on a graduate visa? That one is just waste of time. It doesn't count towards settlement. Yes, the person probably knows, right? But the person has decided to be on this visa for their own reasons. So if you have alternatives or you have options, or you guys are having a conversation and you're weighing the right and the wrong, or weighing the benefits and disadvantages of a visa, of course you can mention, oh, it doesn't count towards your settlement, and then you can advise. But someone who is already on a graduate visa and then you come to them and ask them why on a graduate visa is a waste of time is a no. Please don't do it. If you go around asking people why you're on a graduate visa, stop it. It is not right. It is not nice. I don't think that this question should be asked to anybody. In fact, I don't even know what your business with someone else's visa is. Like, why do people go around asking people what visa they're on or what visa they are on and wanting to know? And that is even the third question that I'm bringing now. A lot of people, this one, I get it a whole lot. Are you now on a tier 2 visa, or are you now on a skilled worker visa? Now, I understand that some people ask this from a place of care, from a good place, right? I understand. But what I don't understand is when random people just send messages, or you just see someone talking about something else, or maybe talking about visa, and you ask them, so are you now on a tier 2 visa? Like, why is that even something that should always come up. A lot of people ask these questions. And like I said, I'm not saying don't ask your friends, don't have conversations with your friends, but you guys have to have a certain relationship because before, or this is the way I see it, like you have to have a certain relationship before you can come up and ask someone who you see in the UK. Yes, we're all Africans. Yes, we're all Nigerians. Even if now right? We're all Nigerians. I don't think that if I don't have a relationship with you, a gisting relationship with you at the least, that you should come up to me and ask me, what visa are you on, or are you now on the tier 2 visa? Or now I understand, right? Some people don't see this as a big deal, right? I totally understand. There's some people that I have conversations with and they don't see it as a big deal. They just ask you the question. If you want to tell them, fine. If you don't want to tell them, it's also fine. No hard feelings, right? But I feel like you guys have to have like a rapport. We are gisting and it leads to this conversation, that's fine. We are talking about visas and then we discuss this, that's fine. But you don't just meet random people. There are people that you meet in gatherings. Let's say we attend an event, a friend to a friend, or a friend to a friend's friend just asks you, "Oh, are you in the UK?" Yes. Do you live here? Yes. Where do you reside? You tell them, and then the next question they ask you, "So are you on the skilled worker visa?" Like, where did that come from? Where did that jump out from? How is that even now a topic of, or something that should be the main topic of conversation? Like random, out of the blue. No, I don't think that this is right. And yeah, you guys tell me in the comment section if it's just me or when people ask you this certain question, sometimes it makes people uncomfortable, especially people who are, trying to change their visas. I know a lot of people who don't like this question because they already have the struggles of, oh my god, I'm trying to switch my visa and I've not been able to. And then you constantly are asking them this question. I always relate these questions that I'm talking about with asking someone who is maybe married and trying for a child, "Oh, are you not pregnant yet?" That is the way I see most of these questions. It is not your business. If the person tells you, that's fine. If the person is family or a close friend, that's fine. If conversation leads to this kind of questions, that's fine. But you don't jump out of nowhere to ask random people these questions, okay? Now, another one that is very common these days is when people live without their children. So maybe they come first or they come with their partners and leave their children in Nigeria. People ask them, "So why did you leave your children in Nigeria? Why did you leave your child in Nigeria?" If you're asking this out of concern, "Oh, so what are they doing in Nigeria? Who are they with in Nigeria? Do they have someone taking care of them and all that stuff?" That may be okay. But when you're asking it like, because this one is, in fact, this one is common, it's very, very common. People just say, "Oh, I can never leave my child in Nigeria." I understand. I totally understand that that is what your stand is, but you also need to be careful because some people, for various reasons, had to leave their children in Nigeria. If they had the option of bringing, some of them would have, right? But for various reasons, like I mentioned, some people have to leave their kids in Nigeria. And so, acting as if you who came to the UK or who relocated with your kids is now better than people who did not is not nice. Right, so if you ask out of, "Oh, are you in the UK? Yes. Do you have a family? Yes. Are they here with you in the UK?" And the person says no, that's fine. But when you hear questions like, "Oh, are you in the UK alone?" Yes. "So why did you leave your children in Nigeria?" I don't think that question sits right. Okay. Now, again, people, when you're asking questions, right, the tone matters. In fact, it's not even the words that are being said, it is the way that it's being said that is actually the determining factor of how this conversation goes. So if you are asking out of care or from a genuine place, please word your speech properly, okay? Watch how you say it, and yes, you also have the right to talk anyhow because now your mouth, okay? But still, we're all human beings. Let's be respectful of each other's choices. If the person is not here with your family, it's for their own reason, okay? I think you should respect that, okay? Yes. Now the last question, and these questions are not all, but this one seems to be very common now. These 5 questions are some questions that I've come across often, and I know it doesn't sit well with a lot of people, so I decided to bring it here. And then this last one is, why don't you have a house yet? Like, this question is annoying. It's even funny, right? I get it. There's a lot of YouTube content now. "Oh, I bought a house in 2 years. How I bought a house in the UK. How I bought a house in Canada. Or how I bought a house wherever. How blah 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 blah. I understand it, and honestly, it is great news to be able to afford it, or work towards saving to afford the house, to get a house, to own a house. It is good, but please stop putting other people under pressure, maybe because you're able to save to get a house. Okay, I've been here for 2 years, right? And very recently I've started getting, what's the plan to get a house. Like, okay, I get it, a lot of people are working towards getting their houses and it's good, but when did this even become a question that people now ask? Why don't you have a house? You've been here for 2 years, you've been here for 3 years, oh, you've been in the UK for 5 years now, do you have a house now? Do you have a house where you're coming from? In Nigeria, do you own your house? Are you not paying rent? Why do you now feel the need to ask people, oh, you've been in the UK for 5 years, or you've been in the UK for 2 years, 3 years, do you have a house yet? Again, if you're asking a friend, you're asking from a genuine place, maybe that's okay. But if you're not, please mind your business. When the person, even if the person has a house, maybe the person doesn't want to tell you. You don't have to just ask people randomly, do you have a house? See, you guys, please just be mindful of the questions that you ask your fellow immigrants, okay? Whatever you're asking, please be mindful of how you frame your question, how you word your questions, and yeah, ensure that you're minding your business, drinking water and staying in your lane. And yeah, but these are the questions that I think that are getting common, that I don't think you should be asking any random person. Ask your friends, ask your family if you have that relationship, but don't just go around asking people. Tell me, guys, in the comment section if you think that any of these questions should not be on this list, or if you have other questions that people ask that you think should be on this list, and how you feel when people ask you these certain questions, or how you feel about this question being asked to other people. Okay, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching till now. If you have stayed till now, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, join this family by clicking on the subscribe button, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and loved ones. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, bye guys.